Hi guys, I'm Jim and this is Jim's Fix-It Shop. And I got this side cover on last night. I measured what kind of a spacer I needed. I made one up at the father-in-law's house. He's got a lathe right next door to me. Went over there, spun it up, and I'll show you what it looks like. Hang on. Okay, there's that spacer right here that I made. It's a shiny one. I made it out of a piece of brass. Now when you put your side covers on, you got them bolted solid. You want to see how much slop you got in here to measure for this spacer. You want to shove your axle that way. The top of the axle rubs on the back side of this bushing. So you want to make sure you got it tight up against there, so when you measure the distance over here, you know what size that's really got to be. Now, according to this book I got, it'll show you in here, they're using a nylon spacer that's got a cut out of it, so you can just snap them in there. I didn't know how many I was going to need, so I didn't buy any. But as this thing wears down the road, it would be nice to have some of them that you could snap in and get that wear out of there. Now we're going to get that boot in place and then put on my clutch. So hang in there. Now to get that boot on, it's a lot easier if you shift this thing and shove it that way. Then you don't have to stretch the boot as much. I've got a nut driver here someplace for this. I guess I'm going to have to go look for it. Okay, that was definitely a job. I had to take it off the chain case so I could get it over there and get this tightened up. You're working inside of a cupped hole, so that don't help any. But I got this side back on. I put the, well, I got to get you a little bit lower. I put the key back in for my clutch. There's my clutch assembly. And this is the one I bolted together so it will not slip. That's in a different video. You're going to have to look that up. Now you put in these two cupped washers. This one had two of them in it. Then you put the big nut on. And tighten her up. That's a self-locking nut, so you're not going to get it on very far with your fingers. Well, that works good. Now, I want to show you something. Okay, this is what they call the lift yoke. It's what lets the clutch disc fall into that aluminum flywheel that's mounted to the bottom of your engine. Now this one has this parking ball on here. This one doesn't. I don't know if you can see that. Not well. On the bottom of this one, it just has two pieces of pipe. This one has two smaller pieces of pipe in this ball. What that's for is if you've used enough of these tractors, when you shift this into park, some positions will say park, some will say roll. Your clutch disc, when it's in park, sits right on top of that ball. And that locks everything up so it won't roll on you. This machine doesn't have a park. When you put it in the neutral position, you can roll it around. I find that a little handier than having to put it in neutral with a shifter every time I want to move it. So I'm going to leave this off. I'm going to leave it hooked up the way it was. Now I'm going to lower this table, and we're going to put in our new bushings for the tube, and we're going to slide the tube in with the front fork and the handlebars on it, and then we can get some wires up in here. Let me drop this table down and I'll show you that. Okay, we got the table down, so maybe I can get that thing up in there. Can't forget the clamp. That's what adjusts the tube. Snap these new bushings in here. And one goes up in the bottom in the back. Now the reason this tube is adjustable, I've seen guys on YouTube fix them so they're solid, so they don't adjust. They have to adjust because that's how you tighten up the belt that goes from the engine to the mower deck. If you can't slide this tube in and out, your mower deck ain't going to work very good. So let's see if I can get that thing in there without knocking them plastic inserts back out. This is probably a two-person job. Now we tighten this nut up. Maybe. I guess I'm going to have to grab a wrench. Alright, we'll finish tightening this up. And now we can slide the brake and clutch cable down through there. And I guess that's all we're going to do for part 3. I'll get the clutch cables and check them out, make sure they're in good shape. They looked pretty good when I took them out. If you need anything, need any help, send me an email. Be more than happy to help you out. jimsfixitshop@gmail.com or jnrwoodworking2@gmail.com. Now I hope I haven't gone too fast. We're going to try and make this a short one. It's part 3. So let me know if you need anything. Or until next time, work safe and have fun. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.